Let there be light and welcome to Living Essence. I'm Siddhantarananda. Today I'm going to talk about dying beautifully. And I am sharing this one because it is a time when that has hit home. And people look at death as the end. And that's what we've been peddled by society. That's what we've been peddled by education, by our parents, by everyone. There seems to be this rumour that's just gone down through the ages that death is the end. But when you think about it, a baby in the womb is in this dimension of pure love and being. And then all of a sudden, just like that, it dies to the womb and it comes into a new dimension. When it comes into this new dimension, there's all sorts going on. There's so much happening compared to just that pure state of being that the baby had beforehand. I had someone a wee while ago that was very challenged in their health, and in the work that I do, people come with all sorts of different ailments, pains, traumas, depression, stresses, all those different things there, and life can weigh very heavy, and especially when you're in a lot of pain, physical pain, it can get too much for people, and for this particular person it was too much, and they felt that dying and taking their life would be the better option. What I helped them come to understand is that if you're being born into the world, to be born, I said, would you choose to have a horrendous birth or a beautiful birth? And this person said, well, of course I'd prefer to have a beautiful birth. Then why should it be any different when it comes to death? You see, as I said before, the baby coming into the world, we call that birth because we're on the other side of that baby's death. Death to the womb, coming into this world, for us, was born to this world. So why would it be any different when it comes to death? When we are passing over from this world, it can seem terrifying. And just like the baby, when that pressure comes in, the contractions are pushing that baby out, it is a trauma. But imagine if we arrive on that other side, knowing that there's nothing to be worried about, knowing that we don't need to allow this last moment in our life to be a trauma. You see, when we come into this world, not only are we living, we're simultaneously dying. All the time we're dying and all the time we're living. In that duality, it's happening at once. And you see, the other side of death is not life. The other side of death is birth. So we die to one thing and we're born to another. So why would it be any different for us dying on this side, just like the baby dying to the womb, coming into a new dimension? Why would it be any different for us dying to this world and again birthing into another dimension? I've had people to say, well, we just die and that's it. Well, in this law of polarity, and I've shared this in other videos before, but I'll share it again. In this world of polarity, we see that law everywhere. The seed goes into the ground and it dies that the tree may grow. So out of death comes life, and out of life comes death. It is a cycle, and as the Buddha called it, the wheel of samsara, the cycle of life. And people talk about reincarnation. The very early Christians also understood reincarnation, but that was done away with some couple hundred years down the track. So as time has gone along, very old understandings have been wiped away because they don't come in line with society's needs for you to comply. And the way that society gets you to comply is through fear and greed. You look at the Christian church, very interesting, and nothing against Christianity here, but it's very interesting that fear and greed are the two things that have been peddled. You see, if you're good here, then, you'll have treasure in heaven. Well, that's using greed as a carrot to dangle in front of you to make sure you do good things here. Instead of, why not just be good from the goodness of your heart? Because then you would be a true individual. There's also then fear. If you don't do what's right, you'll end up in hell. Well, again, You're not motivated to do what's right out of the kindness of your heart, coming home and truly being yourself. You're motivated to do what's right out of fear. And that's not a true motivation. That is a motive that is coming from avoidance. And can you see how fear of death, again, causes us to avoid what could potentially be the most beautiful moment in our life? Dying beautifully is just as important to be born beautifully. Some babies come into this world and they're only here for a short amount of time, but we don't know that maybe they had paid all their karma in many lives beforehand. Maybe they were just on that last cycle where they came just to receive perfect love for a short time. Just that little bit of karma left to pay off, and they're gone. You see, what I know is that I don't know. But when I look at nature, I see the clues. And that's all I can do is arrive at a conclusion that I feel seems right to me by looking at nature. Is it natural? That's our best question to ask. Is it natural that we would evolve into something new after this thing that we call death? Well, when the seed goes into the ground, it gives way to a tree. It gives way to a seed. It gives way to a tree. It gives way to a seed. See, nature shows us that's the nature of existence. We see this all through existence, through the cosmos. Stars explode that give way to planets, that give way to other stars that explode to give way to planets. It's happening everywhere. Life is fractal. So one of the greatest things we can do is understand that when we come into this world, when we come into this life, we're not just living, but we're also dying. So what does it mean to die beautifully? It means to live each and every moment as if it's your last moment. To die beautifully is to be beautiful as much as you can in the now moment. Not waiting till, well, I'll wait till I'm almost dead, then I'll be kind. Be kind because you're dying. I said to this woman that was knowing she was going to pass soon, I said to her, the best thing you can do is just be ready. Just that. Not ready for anything. You see, in this world, we're always told to do things for a reason, do things for results. Get ready for this, get ready for that. How about just get ready? Not for anything. That's beautiful. Just be ready. If you're ready, you'll do those things in life that will not have regret attached to it. If you're ready, you'll always be ready to love. If you're ready, you'll always be ready when sadness comes to receive it with open arms and learn from it and let it pass. So to die beautifully is to live beautifully. For there is nothing to fear, because death gives way to life, and life gives way to death, as death gives way to life. And so it goes. My friends, there is nothing to fear, and I'm sending you all so much love, and let there be light.